My name is Miss June Erskine. I currently serve as Director, Office of Field Experiences, Clinical Practice and Partnerships in College of Education here at Armstrong State University. I previously served as an instructor and then lecturer in the College of Ed here at Armstrong State University. What did you expect before your Quality Matters peer review? Prior to the Quality Matters peer review, I took the course for the e-faculty online status. After taking that course, the Quality Matters standards just made sense to me in terms of enhancing my pedagogy as an online instructor. So I knew ahead of time that the Quality Matters peer review would enhance the quality of the course that I'm teaching online, would enhance my teaching and consequently student learning. How did I feel before the course peer review? Well, as I mentioned before, after earning the e-faculty status, I knew that the Quality Matters standards would enhance the course that I previously taught online. So after going meticulously through all of the standards and working really hard to have everything in the right place, I felt anxious and more than a little bit of anticipation about what the peers would say during the peer review. After working with Julie here in the online and blended learning office and going through the standards and honestly investing a lot of hours in the course, I felt that the course was a good course and had a lot to offer for any student taking the course. So I expected and hoped that would come out of my peer review. So I was anxious and excited and appreciated the process when all was said and done. How did the review help you to better understand your online course? Well, I believe as an instructor, a lot of the standards, expectations, and directions are so obvious to me. I didn't necessarily take into account that maybe they weren't as obvious to the students who were taking the course. So definitely one of the things that the Quality Matters review process helped me with in terms of understanding my online course was maybe a better appreciation for the perspective of the student, to clarify why the resources that I used are being used in the course, to help clarify the directions, possibly a better introduction of myself as someone qualified to even teach the course, and to enhance the level of interactions that the students that were taking the course would have. So it helped a lot. It really helped to enhance a course that I believe was already an effective and quality course, and the process just took it to another level. Did you develop the course differently knowing that it would be reviewed? No, I don't think I developed it differently knowing that it would be reviewed because to a large extent it already is reviewed by the students that are taking the course, and anyone who's taught an online class knows that students ask questions. They don't suffer in silence. So if something is not clear, if there are any inconsistencies in the course, very often at least a few students will share that. And the Quality Matters standards are so well articulated and so precise. It forced me to adjust the course in a certain way. I'm not sure that it would be different if it were not formally reviewed. I worked very closely with my instructional designer, and I know she did a very careful review of that, and of course I did a self-review. So based on those reviews, I really don't know that there would have been a lot of difference had there not been an additional formal peer review. I was anxious to hear if they were able to share any insights that my course designer and I had not already identified. How did the peer review change online teaching for you? The peer review definitely helped me to refine, to enhance my online teaching pedagogy, and there are definitely certain things that I take into consideration when developing online courses now that I otherwise would not have. I'm confident that the courses that I've developed as a consequence of the Quality Matters peer review make the courses more accessible in a lot of ways for the students that are taking these courses. How do you think students will enjoy the courses more as a result of the peer review? Working with my instructional designer, she offered a lot of recommendations and perspectives I otherwise would not have taken into consideration. So there are different ways that I share information and different ways that students have to interact with the information and the standards that I had not used before. So there's no doubt in my mind that as a consequence of the Quality Matters peer review, that my courses are more engaging, that the information is easier and I would say even more enjoyable for the students to receive. Do you expect students will experience fewer problems following the course peer review? Yeah, I know students will experience fewer problems. As I mentioned earlier, there were certain things that I took for granted that students understood or knew about the course and my expectations. And as a consequence of the Quality Matters standards, I know that my expectations, that my directions, that the reasons why the different resources and materials are present for the students, all of that is clearer. So they'll definitely experience fewer problems. Did your courses pass review the first time? No, they didn't. They didn't pass the first time. I really thought they would, but they didn't, and that's okay. Those things that were identified, I was able to clear up with my course designer, and I know that subsequent courses that I develop, I'll address those issues proactively. Did the review team find any problems with the design of your course or recommend any changes? How much work was involved in implementing those changes? The team definitely noted some issues with not the course design. There were minimal things, like I think I should have noted the name of the required text differently or in a different place. The changes were really minimal. Honestly, after the first review, it did not take more than 20 minutes to make the required adjustments. They were significant and important, but it didn't take a lot of work. The majority of the changes that I made under the consultation of my course designer. She was really able to help me to refine the course so that I felt strongly that it was going to pass the first time. And those things that they found, because of the support from my course designer, there was not a lot of work left after the review. What advice would you give to other online educators whose courses will be peer-reviewed through Quality Matters program? The advice I would give is keep an open mind, remain receptive to constructive feedback, know that teaching has never been easy. Quality teaching, whether it's face-to-face or blended or fully online, is never a simple or an easy task. But when you put in the necessary work, the rewards are immeasurable. You'll definitely benefit from the positive feedback that you receive from your students, and just knowing that you're sharing information in a quality manner through a high quality course that you developed.